So let's talk about define your market niche first. And when we're talking about market niche, we're talking about a small segment of people that are searching for either a solution or information. They have a particular desire to achieve something that they're looking for. Okay, so I want you to think about niche in terms of those terms. And first of all, I'm going to talk about golf. Now, can I see your hands, please, if you think that golf is a niche? 1, 2, 3, yeah. Okay, thank you for that. Actually, golf is a market, but it's not a niche, right? Golf is very, very broad and has a lot of activity in it and a lot of competition. So when we're talking about golf, we're talking about a very broad market. What we're looking for is little segments of that market within golf that we can then market to and draw people back to a website with. Okay? So when we're talking about a niche, here is one that I've created, which is left-handed golf clubs for teens. Now, I don't know whether that's a good niche or not. It's a niche, but whether it's a good niche, nobody would know. But the important part about a niche is when we define it, is you have to make sure that it has practical application. So what we're talking about here is something that, if we're talking about golf, it's something that's growing, it's a sport that's popular and growing, so we know that for certain. Teens are playing this sport, they're getting into it, so we know that for certain. And we know that at least 10 to 20% of them are going to be left-handed. Okay, so from a practical perspective, we know that that's a niche. Then all we need to do is ascertain whether it's a niche that has a demand. And we're going to show you how to do that in a few seconds. If you're into plastics, if your business is plastics, then a niche is plastic infusion moulds for suit coat hangers. Okay, pretty bizarre. If you're an accountant, very, very broad market again, just like our golf. Okay, we're looking for niches in that market. So we're talking about alternative applications of capital gains tax for luxury properties. Okay, and that may have relevance now. You know, we've had a lot of very expensive property that's just dropped a bundle in its market value. Right? So it could be a very, very good niche there. So I hope I've got it through what a niche really is. This is what you need to understand when you're looking and working on the internet, is to find these niches. They're very, very important. So, moving further on, what field are you in? If you're in business, you need to be thinking about this, and the important part that I want to express to you tonight is stick to your core business. You can go into internet marketing and do all sorts of other things later on, but you want to stick to what you know best at the moment. Right? And then from that, we want to work with related topics. So, for example, if you're a painter, okay, it's very hard to come up with a website about painting or a painter, right? But you need to have a related topic. So you might find, for example, preventative coatings for weatherboard houses in climates where the temperature is no less than 30 degrees. Okay? That there becomes a related topic, and you can use that topic to then draw people back to somebody who's a painter. You follow? Mm-hmm. Yep. What you think is great is useless. Sorry to say. I learned this the hard way. Had a whole lot of great ideas, and I went about putting them onto the internet, and nobody was interested because my great ideas weren't what other people were looking for. So this virtually applies to every marketer I know. When you start getting into the internet, you've got to really understand that you've got to be looking for where the demand is, and where the demand is where there's a problem. Okay, so you've got to find the problem. The ways to find problems is to go onto forums and chat rooms and all sorts of other locations like that. You can even look at the newspaper to find problems. Magazines, all the magazines especially, are great places to find problems. But when you find the problem, you find where the money is. Okay? And that's how you make an effective niche work for you. Tools for niche research. Right, Google is a very, very large search engine, as you know, and they have a lot of tools. They're really good to us, actually. I mean, a lot of people bad mouth Google, but they really provide a lot of useful information, and at 62% of the market share, it's got to be relevant information, right? So we use a tool that costs us nothing. It's googlenichefinder.com. You can write that down. So Google niche, don't forget to put the E after niche, finder.com. If anybody's using AdWords, you can find this tool by going and picking up what I call the keyword tool. But if you're not in AdWords, then it's googlenichefinder.com. I'm also going to point you to a product that costs $97 US. And this is a product called Micro Niche Finder. So it's micronichefinder.com. And I'm just introducing that because I want you to understand that other than free products, there are products there on the market that are extremely good, and for a slightly, it depends how you look at $97 US, but it's a one-off cost, and extrapolated over a few years, it's negligible, but it's a very, very good product. And just quickly run through Micro Niche Finder. The reason why I like Micro Niche Finder is that it fully researches your topic. It brings up all the related keywords, and it rates all the material, rates your competition, rates the potential of the niche, and provides you a source for a pre-made product. Okay, and that's pretty exciting. Who thinks that's exciting? That's pretty good. Alright, so that's why I like Micro Niche Finder, but many people use Google Niche Finder. There's no problem with Google Niche Finder, and I use it all the time myself as well, and I don't think there's any market on the planet who doesn't use Google Niche Finder. And I'm going to show you how to use that now, and we're going to go and see if we can find a niche for ourselves. Now, who knows what an orchid is? Orchid flower? Yeah? Beautiful flowers. I'm just going to use orchids for this exercise. And we have found that the internet's a little bit slow this evening. So I'm going to put in the orchids. So I've had this bright idea. I want to find a niche in cymbidium orchids. Cymbidiums are those nice stems you get about 10 or 16 flowers up the stem. I've just got to key in the anti-bot thing here. And we just click down the bottom there. So I've put in the keyword, done the anti-bot, click keyword search ideas, and with a bit of luck we'll get some activity, something's happening. And what's going to happen here is this page is going to bring up a whole list of words, which we generally term as keywords. And why jingo is it slow tonight? So in those keywords, we're going to be looking for one group of words in particular where there is very little competition in terms of advertising. Here we go here. And we're also going to be looking where there's also some demand on the word. So I'll bring that up for us. And what we're looking at is this column here. It's got these boxes in it. Now on my laptop these are blue, but on here they're green. So the ideal scenario here is that this is the competition that's involved with those particular words. So that one at the top there has a lot of paid competition, right? There's a lot of advertising going on. There's somebody in that niche and they're working it hard. And over here you see it says 18,100. That's the number of searches globally on that particular niche. Okay, so it's a very strong one. What we're looking for is we want to have less than half green there, and we want to have at least 2,000, or I'll often work with between 1,000 and 2,000. But that there is actually a niche that I've just picked up. Alright, so green cymbidium orchids. Very simply, and that's all we've done, is we've found one immediately. You'll probably find there's more down the page. Here's one here. Cymbidium orchid care. It's only 1,000, but I'd still work with that. Cymbidium orchid bouquet. 1,300 searches per month. Everybody follow that? Anybody not following that? Okay, so that's purely and simply what Google Niche Finder does. So I'm going to use this one actually, green cymbidium orchids. All right. Now, if you go through the page, I just want you to see the volume of keywords that the search has brought up. Okay, so it's a very, very useful tool, not only for niche research, but also for keyword research, which we're going to talk about next.